almost everyone in the room, but I'm Dana Delvell. I'm the Executive Director of the Arts Partnership. If I don't know you, thanks for being here. I'm always glad to get together with the partnership because we don't get to do it very often, and I appreciate when you give us your time in addition to the other things that we get from you. Really the primary purpose of tonight is twofold. One, I want you to meet our new communications person. I think that it's really important for you as the people who we are communicating about to know who you're sending this stuff to and who you should be reaching out to. Let me just put out this ask of you. If you're sending along a press release, if you're wanting to get someone to come to your event to do coverage, don't write to me, because I don't do that. Write to Melissa. She's the one who does it. Everything I get, I forward on to her. I'm really trying to make sure that I'm moving to a less communication role and a more director role. So if you have anything you want on the calendar, on the blog, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+, on Pinterest, in the forum, write to Melissa. She is melissa@theartspartnership.net. It's not that I won't send your stuff along, and it's not that I don't care about what you're doing, because I do. I just am not the one who's doing that work. So get Melissa into your media contact list. So that's another thing I will say to you. Get Melissa into your media contact list. Let me just be really clear with you. We are the media. When people say to me, well, you know, we really hope we can get a forum article. Who do you suppose writes the stuff that's often on the front page of the Variety? That would be us. So don't forget us when you're hoping for media coverage. We do it better and more prolifically than anybody else for the arts. So don't forget about us when you are sending stuff out. So that's the end of my soapbox for this moment. Let me introduce you to Melissa. This is Melissa Kosick. I knew Melissa a little bit from some other things. She was at our partner party at the holidays 3 years ago selling art. She was a partner for a while, and now she's an employee of the Arts Partnership. So that's a pretty good trajectory in my opinion. It's too bad for the education community that Melissa left teaching, but it's good for the arts community of Fargo-Moorhead and West Fargo that Melissa has really jumped in, both feet, all head, up to past her hair, to be invested in writing about you. So here's Melissa.
Thank you for that, Dana. I just want to re-emphasize what she was saying. Dana is an executive director. So we want Dana to be doing executive director stuff like development and finding us more money to re-grant to the arts, right? So when you do want to communicate, I want you to communicate with me as the kind of the partner liaison. I'm the communications arm of TAP, so do right now, while I'm telling you boring stuff about me, take out your phone or your email or whatever. You are encouraged to have, even if you have a tablet, you can totally take that out if you'd like. Write down our phone number, write down melissa@theartspartnership.net while I'm talking here. I came back to Fargo, so I'm one of the moving back generation of Fargo-Moorhead. I left for 11 years. I moved a little bit all around the world. I lived in New Zealand, Australia, and New Orleans for 8 years, which is where my love of public art really grew and developed. I'm invested in the music community here and in the visual art community here. My husband's a musician. We're here in the arts scene, and I'm looking forward to using all of those connections for you. That's my job. I basically am more little PR firm. So that's why we're all here. I heard somebody say, why are we here? Popcorn, right? It's because I'm here to help you become a better communicator and then access me to be your resource to be a better communicator. I'm an arts advocate, I'm an arts teacher of 8 years, and now I'm growing and learning and doing this resource as a communications professional. So I want you to ask me any questions, and if I cover something too quickly, we're going to have a few breaks. Come up and talk to me about hashtag algorithms or whatever that question was. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to stand here so that I can click.
Oh, you should have brought the clicker.
The remote. Oh. Yeah, it's true. All right. In our communications, we do communications a lot of ways. This doesn't work for you, does it? I'll move.
Here, I'll click.
Oh, great.
Explain to me.
Great.
This is an executive director thing to do, isn't it?
I'm just so glad you want me
We
to
can
do
probably
it.
get you a chair.
No, I'm good.
Okay. in several publications. We write about you in several publications. And in this particular instance, I'm holding up, this week, I dubbed the Super Bowl of the Arts, because there were 55 plus art events happening in the Fargo-Moorhead area in 2 days. So you guys have a lot going on, and there's a lot to communicate about. Next, Dana. Thank you. So one of the ways that we communicate is our weekly e-newsletter. Somebody sent me an email recently that said, I read you in the Arts Pulse newspaper.
Not for the last 3 years, you sure have
Yeah,
not.
four, yeah.
No, 3.
3? Yeah, so I said, thank you. Also, we're online now at the weekly e-news. More on this later. We're going to talk about how you can use e-news to make you a better communicator and bring your organization more publicity, in addition to it going out to your inbox. All right, so we have lots of places you can hear us. I'm on KFGO every week. My radio program's usually on Wednesday evenings. This week, because I'm here, it's going to be tomorrow. It's called The Metro Arts Scene on the nightly show with Bob Harris. And I go there every day, or every week, and I promote you. That's what I talk about, is you. Any events that are going on. And so if I send you an email back and it says, hey, great, I'll put that on the calendar, I'm not just putting that on the calendar. That's my to-do list. I generate blog posts from there. I generate our radio program from there. That's where it starts. Thank you, Dana. Unplug with Dana Del Val. Do you want to talk about that at all?
It's just a monthly radio program. I've talked with, but it's an amazing radio program. It's been good. I've talked with, I've done 3 or 4 of them. It's going to continue. And it's a half hour, it's a full hour program. I end up with about a half hour per guest talking about the arts, sometimes a specific art thing and sometimes something much bigger. I'm really trying to make sure that what I'm actually doing is talking to people who may or may not be arts supporters. So my very first guest was Tony Garrett, who's Fargo's new city commissioner. If you look at his voting, you can tell I did not change his mind, but he came on and he was respectful and we had a good conversation. And I will tell you this, when I finally met him in person, the first thing he said to me was, wow, I've gotten a lot of thank you letters for the grants that we give out. So thank you for sending thank yous on behalf of the work that the Arts Partnership does to get you money. They do, it does matter to them, even if they don't support the arts actively, they like to know that their money's going somewhere important. So, yeah, that's that.
Thank you, Dana. Also, if you didn't know already, Jade Presents announced this spring that they would fund our local musicians with $1 of every ticket sales this summer at Blue Stem. So that money is coming into the Arts Partnership and we're re-granting it to more musicians in our community. It's really exciting.
It's remarkable.
All right, so tap Facebook. I have so much to say about Facebook, I'm going to try and keep it clean. All right. We are an art resource for nearly 3,000 people. And not all of these people make art. A lot of them are an art audience, your art audience, because you make art and I promote you through the Facebook to these people. We're moving into a system where we're going to inform our public about you. So we're not just like promoting, but we're going to also provide information. And this is why in the world of Facebook, we have a really high engagement rate, and I have actual numbers on that if you want them. It's incredible. May I say Springboard?
Sure.
Yeah, I can say that. All right, we have a higher engagement than Springboard for the Arts from our Facebook.
Which is huge for us, because they have a much higher national presence, certainly, than we do.
Yeah. Thank you, Dana. All right, so we bring your art to everybody's inboxes. We bring you to the public. So use me to do that. Let me tell you how. All right. One of the things I want to talk about today is unifying the partnership. That's you all. You are a collective, and you are very strong as a together, as a partnership, than you are as a single art person or artist or art organization. So we're keeping the hub logo. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, as the Arts Partnership is kind of the main name. So no more Arts Pulse and all of those other logos and things that you saw. It's just the hub and the Arts Partnership, and we're going to clean that up. Also, we're here to amplify your events and your organization. That's what we're here for. That's why this name, Amplify, was so kind of obscure. It's because we're here to amplify. So I'm like hiring your own little PR firm. Share, share, share. More on that later. Support local art is one of our campaigns. A lot of you probably already have t-shirts. If you don't already have a t-shirt, you might be able to win one this evening. And it's really great to see everybody in those shirts. So if you have one, or you have a group of people that have one, send us your picture, because of course, as a collective, we're stronger. TAP connects you to everything. I have a video. All right, so the hub is actually a logo. If you could see that, if this was like 10 feet tall, you'd be able to see that each one of these is an individual partner, a dancer, a painter, a sculptor. We have, this is even smaller, I feel like, than it was in the office.
It's all right.
We have our art organizations, and we have all of the incredible ways we connect you to radio, television, the media, and then we have funding sources. Do you guys see the shape this makes? Because I didn't. I'll be honest, I'll tell you, like 2 weeks ago I didn't know what this was.
I know because Dana told us. The letter A.
It is, it's the letter A. So there's the top and the bottom for the arts. But more important than that, it reminds me, anybody like me learned to shoot on a SLR with the focus?
Yeah.
Remember the shifter focus? And you would have to line them up, right? Or pop the bubble in the old Pentax. This is what I see when I see this. I see the focus in, focus out. And the Arts Partnership is this thing in the middle. We're that hub. We're like the rock that you throw into the lake, and you guys are the ripples. So as a partnership, if you guys all together promote each other, that ripple can get really, really big. All right, so let's try this. We sent you the hub video that was generated by actually our wonderful intern, Erin Lemaire, who's here today. She's one of our communication intern team. So let's try this. Go ahead and open up your smartphone. It should be in there. What time is it?
5:10.
Perfect. Should be in there. Do you have it?
There it is.
All right.
Are you telling us it's in our email?
I'm telling you it's in your email. So when you open your email, I bet your eyes have just glossed over this the entire time. Can you find the social media that you use? Can you find the button in that email? Do you see it?
If you're not a partner, you don't have an email. Sorry.
I was only able to send an email to you if you already gave us your email, but if you don't already have your email in, we also would like to collect that today.
Yes, we would.
Yeah. All right, did you guys see it?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, so that is your link. You can one tap click Twitter, and whatever Twitter you're logged into, it will one tap generate that into your own content. So, if you were in the newsletter anytime in the last year and a half, these social media links have existed. So you could use those links, that little one-tap button, to promote yourself without generating any content and without doing any work. Take a sip of wine, congratulate yourself. This is going to be awesome, right?
So, some of you know this and some of you don't, because I hear varying reports of who reads what coming out of the Arts Partnership, which is fine. I don't read everything I get in my email either. But I will tell you, when you're a partner and you get a Monday email from me, I really try hard not to fill that with like, and then I had a fun weekend with my son, and then my dog and I raked. You don't care about that. I try to make sure that it's full of stuff that matters to you. So when people say to me, well, I didn't know there were grants coming out, sort of want to kick you in the shin, because yes, you did if you opened the email. So that's just my own little personal irritation. But one of the things that we've talked a lot about, and you were really fabulous as a partnership to respond to so immediately, was this potential relationship with the airport. So if you've flown out of the airport in the past year or so, you've seen our big support local art sign, which is on the stairs and the elevator going up, which I was really excited about. That was kind of a big commitment for us. It's pretty expensive to advertise out there, but we felt like coming and going, it was really vital that people understand that this is a community that does support local art and that it's important to do it. So then they came to us this year and they were shifting it up. So that sign starting November 1st actually says the same thing but will look totally different, and it will be backlit, and it's this whole new system. And we made that commitment to keep that because we felt so strongly that it really spoke to us as a collective. But the other thing that we did was we negotiated with them to be able to have a spot on their moving commercials, their LCD screens. So their screens are not a whole lot smaller than this. And it was pretty expensive. There would not be many nonprofits in the arts world in particular who could afford to make that commitment because it was at least a 3-year commitment. And it's an investment. But what I finagled with them, sort of much to their little bit irritation, was that we would operate one screen and we would have 5 different slots each month that we would then give to the partnership. So when I wrote to you to see if it was something you were interested in, you wrote back overwhelmingly yes. And we took the leap and we've done really well. We needed to fill 29 of the 60 slots to not basically bankrupt ourselves, and I think we're at about 40. So I'm really, really thrilled. We do have a few slots left, and that is the first thing we're going to give away tonight is one airport slot. Along with the airport slot, then you also get a slot. Actually, the way it's worded, so that Clear Channel would let us do this, is when you buy a slot on our newsletter for a month, you get for free the airport slot. So the way that we did it to make sure that we were treating you fairly is we so crazy super subsidized it, it's almost embarrassing. So if you don't win one tonight, it's still only $135 a month to advertise to about 10,000 people a month. That thing shows on 5 TV screens throughout the airport 24 hours a day. All 5 screens show the same amount of thing, and there are a maximum of only 15 slots. So it's only a 2-minute video. So think about if you're standing waiting for someone to come and you're waiting for luggage, you will watch those slots a number of times. I think the impact is really enormous, and I appreciate those of you who have already gotten on board with us. You know, we have a 3-year commitment, so you can book out to February of 2018 if you know you have something coming up.
And there are some months that are full.
Yes, we have many months that are full, actually. In fact, I stupidly gave away or sold all of February, so we can't even put up Giving Hearts Day stuff. So that was poor planning on my part. So, all right. If you're an individual and you think, well, I don't have anything to advertise, that's not true. Advertise your studio. Advertise an opening. You can absolutely give me something to advertise, and we'll help you figure that out. So, for a slot in what month?
The first month we're giving away is December.
December of what are we in, 15? December of 2015. So you would need to have that in to us by November 10th. Troy Peterson of MVA. Alright, so we'll do 2 more of those tonight, just because we appreciate you being here. And I would prefer to have all 5 slots filled every month than have the Arts Partnership be the sort of filling spot. Okay, back to you.
All right.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
All right. So let's play a game. On the TAP website alone, theartspartnership.net, how many partner mentions were there on the TAP website in 2014?
Ooh,
I'll pull for a support local art t-shirt.
10,000.
Whoa! Shut up! Now everything sounds disappointing.
You know it's a bigger number than we think.
It's not that
It's a big
big.
number, but remember it's coming from a
Like-
partnership of 120 in 2014.
So it's only one,
And
you mean like 8
no,
partners?
it's if a partner has been mentioned multiple times, it's all counted. So number of partner mentions in 2014.
On the whole website or just the main page?
Yeah.
Just the website. So that would be the calendar and the blog from one person who is in the
3,000.
recommendations.
I'm going to say I don't think it is the calendar.
You're
I
probably
think it's
right.
just blog posts. Wow, we're really killing this enthusiasm. It's 7, all right?
It's 7, yeah, no. It's 350. It's 350.
Which sounds like not very much now,
Now,
Tanya.
compared to 10,000. I'm so sorry.
$1 million.
Right, from one communication staff person at the time.
Yeah.
So this is enormous because I've been looking at what we've been doing on Facebook, and it's tripling that in 2015. So that's just the number of times I'm talking about you in the public. I'm trying to get that number even higher. I thought 350 was huge.
When you consider that it wasn't just a
over my
notice,
car with a
it's
foot, or with my
a post,
car.
it's an article,
Okay.
it's a mention, yeah.
Yeah, okay, next. All right, so as we talked about, there are these social media buttons. Did we skip a slide?
No.
Okay, yep, okay. So there's these social media buttons. You can instantly like whatever device you're using. If you're logged in Facebook and you click that like button, that is a one-click action. That's all you have to do is click it. If you want to post as your own content, which you definitely should, because who wants to spend your resources generating content when you could use the content that's already made about you and promote that, use those buttons, okay? All right, next. All right, the value of communications. So we all know that advertising is important. We watch Mad Men, right? We met with Flint Communications a few times this year. And we actually started talking about what is the actual value of communications. And I tried to put that in quantitative data and try and get like a number, because I wanted to know how much money is it worth when Dana brings somebody from your organization onto Dana Del Val Unplugged with Dana Del Val for a full half an hour. It's a half an hour of your voice on the air in the largest radio network in North America.
No.
Yes, it is. One single tower? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the biggest reach from one tower in North America. It's huge. It goes from Winnipeg to South Dakota and the middle of North Dakota all the way to Bemidji. It's like 500 miles. So that many people are tuning in. A lot of those people, by the way, only have KFGO. I don't know if you've driven around out there. So how much is that worth? How much is it worth when we share your content on our tab Facebook and it gets 112 likes in one day? How much is that worth? So I wanted a dollar amount, but I was probably asking the wrong questions because what we really needed to do was collect the qualitative data. So Carmen, you're on deck. I'm just warning you. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for example, street art. All right, so street art was a piece that I wrote in the Fargo Forum. Just a random show of hands. How many of you saw this either online or in the actual newspaper? That's like half. That's a lot for one newspaper. Okay, so street art talked about several local people. It got picked up by somebody who lives in California who put it on Twitter, and it quickly went from coast to coast, east coast to west coast. Somebody in New York retweeted it, somebody in California retweeted it, and it had over 300 shares just from the forum's website directly, and many more than that on Twitter. So this article went huge. I'm going to talk a little bit about Labor Day and your piece in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, next slide. All right, Carmen. So I went and visited the fabulous Carmen, and she let me collect eggs from her chickens with her. And, and we toured her studio, and we took some pictures, and we had this wonderful conversation. Out of that conversation, I wrote an article that was published in the Fargo Forum. Carmen, tell me a little bit about your sales at the studio crawl the next weekend.
Not just my sales, so my numbers of people coming through doubled from last year, and my sales doubled from last year, tripled from the year before.
Aren't you trying to make more work because you don't have any inventory? I believe is what you told me the other day. So that's just from one article, and it got shared, I think, 175 times the last time I checked on the forum's website. So this is a wonderful example of Gallery 4. Congratulations to all of you, because when I walked into Gallery 4 during the studio crawl, I saw 2 printed versions of this article packed in there. So the value of communications is way bigger than advertising when we're talking about the arts. All right, again, don't spend your resources, that's your time, your money, your volunteer staff, your awesome communications interns, don't spend your resources generating your own content when it's as simple to share it. All the experts are saying this. I've been reading books on this. This is what they're saying. Don't spend your time doing that. Just share it. So we already practiced sharing the Tappy News using those social buttons. Also, opening it is really important. Even if all you have to do, even if all you have is 5 seconds to look at the pictures and absorb, you're actually supporting the partnership by just doing that. We collect all that data too. All right, so especially if you're in this week's newsletter. Pardon?
Spelling data, keyboard data.
I'm working on it. Coming from the classroom,
Yeah, that's the point.
continuing that. Oh, data's not correct? Did I misspell something?
Genre rating.
Okay. So if you're in this week's newsletter,
Oh, yes,
especially-
it is. Okay, never mind, it's all right.
It's okay.
It's actually a really great word.
Generating?
Genre rating. Oh, there's an extra R in there.
Well, then we made it here.
Yeah.
Look, you guys are more responsive to a typo than what I'm having to say. I should have just put a typo on every slide. Okay. Share on Twitter, share on Facebook, press one little button. Don't spend your time generating new content. Spread the content that's already being generated about you.
But you need to keep that word and use it.
Okay,
It's awesome.
okay, I'm with you.
Next, Dana. Hopefully I have a spelling error on this slide too, so we're all paying attention. Okay, so again, the social media links, amplify your communications. Use those social media links, push that out. You are also a ripple, and you can be your own rock. This analogy keeps moving. Okay, next. All right, crowdsourcing. I bet a lot of you have heard this term and don't know what it means, which is why I put the title of the slide as crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing is when you ask your partnership, in our case, or your audience, what you should do next. So this could be very effective if you're planning a trip to the middle of nowhere, North Dakota, and you want to know what people want to see. This could be very effective if you're a theater company and you're wanting some feedback. You don't even have to take the advice. The action of asking the question engages your audience and makes them feel like they have some ownership over your organization. It's a great way to engage people. Crowdsourcing. So, I'm going to crowdsource you. Oh, sorry. Who should be signed up for the Tappy News? This is where we were gonna write it down. Did you get it? I had a marker, but I think it went away with the sign upper. Right? Sorry. Okay. So who should get Tappy News? Just shout it out.
My mom.
Your mom. Mother.
Moms, my mom is a prolific reader of the Tappy News.
Moms are important. You know your mom's email. Let's get honest, you do. Your donors and members. Your donors. Okay, so your funders and your members. Okay? Who else should get Tappy News?
City Council.
The City Council. Influentials, right? Who else should get Tappy News?
Our friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody who's supported your artistic career ever, right?
All three of them.
One day, maybe 5.
I will say this would be a request from me. Your staff should be getting our stuff. If they're not signed up, you should sign them up or encourage them to sign up. Your board should be getting our stuff because it's your stuff we're talking about. Your board could be doing more advocacy on your behalf if they knew that stuff was being written about you. If we write a blog post about you and you don't share it, how likely is it that your board is trolling my Facebook page? It's probably unlikely. So share it. So box number 4.
And ask them to share it.
Exactly. All right, we're getting there. You're already in the next bunch. Tanya, sorry. Have the class again. All right. Here's an interesting question. And the reason I included this is because Dana is both my boss and my mentor, and she asked me this question.
Who should not get the Tappy News?
Yes.
No one. Not yet.
Can you guys think of anything? I spent minutes. So every email you have, right? Every email you have should be getting Tappy News. Yeah.
I have a question to back up when you're talking about who should get it. In order to sign up for it, You have to sign up yourself because you have to enter a password. We can't just wholesale sign up our own board members with their email, is that correct? We
Nope, you
send them
can.
an
You
email.
can go to our Facebook or our website and click on the thing and type in any email you want.
So we can add
You don't have
others.
to create a password because it's not password protected. You can.
And then they can opt out.
They can
because it
opt out,
says at the
yes.
bottom.
Yep, and it's really clear where you can opt out. If you were subscribed to us at one point in time, and then for whatever reason unsubscribed, I do see those. I try not to take them personally. They do kind of hurt my feelings. But if you unsubscribe, you have to resubscribe. Only you can resubscribe yourself. But if, like for instance, unless someone on here tonight says, you know, don't put my email on your list or I'll kill you, we'll add you to the list if you're not on it.
You can just forward the emails, whoever
You
want.
can also forward the email.
You
Yep.
can also just pick it up, exactly, and
Yep.
forward it to your entire email contact. Especially if you're in it. But do you have to wait to be in it?
No.
Probably not. Promoting the partnership, you know, I think about it like this. If I share, Mikhail, I'm going to grab you for a second, okay? If I share something that Mikhail's doing, which I've done a lot lately, because she's up to so much. If I grab something Mikhail's doing, and then I have an opening next month, she's for sure going to pay me back and pat me on the back later, then share that stuff too, right? So the partnership is stronger together. All right. Thank you, Dana.
Yep.
All right, so
Okay,
sign up
including your
everyone,
mother.
including your mother. All right, so I forgot to mention where you can sign everybody up for the newsletter. There's 2 spots. Hit the next slide, I think it might be on there.
Nope.
Okay, 2 spots that you can sign people up for the newsletter. The easiest one is on our tab Facebook. There's a button, it says sign up. You click that button, you type in anybody's email, the end.
Complete strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
actually.
right here, under that cute picture of our little taps.
That big blue thing in the middle of your phone if you're too far away.
So have you signed
Also-
up Tony Gehrig for this thing?
I don't have his email.
Sure you do.
Yes, I could get it. No, but I will. That's my task after this.
The influential list, we've been working on that. Actually, we have an intern working on it next month.
Great.
Yeah. All right, so the other way you can do it is if you're at theartspartnership.net. If you scroll down to the bottom, there's a envelope. And you click on that and all you do is type it. Okay, so lots of ways you can sign up. If you want to sign up your whole organization and you just want to send me a document of your contacts, that's okay
We
too.
promise we will do nothing more with them. I
I
promise.
mean, I'll sell them and pay off my college loans, but other than that,
Other than that,
other than that, nothing else.
nothing bad. All right.
All right, so this is the social media skill sharpening. So social media has existed for probably 10 years in the wide public, and there's very little etiquette on it. I'm going to try and keep this flowing really quickly, but if I glaze over something that you want to know more about, please catch me, okay? Okay, so the partnership is stronger. The partnership that had 2 quotes, excuse me, is stronger together. The metrics on Facebook sharing looks like this: 30 shares. So if you can get 30 people to share your content, that is 1 million impressions. That is one heck of a ripple. Okay? Sharing content from all the partners. Why wouldn't you? The communications person from the other organization is absolutely going to see that you shared it. Who doesn't look at who shares? Everybody looks at who shares, right? So when you see their content next time, won't you grab it and share it too? Yep. There's no punishment on Facebook for sharing. Also tagging. Tagging is the new way of getting things done without spending a bunch of money. I'll talk about that a little bit more. Facebook is changing the way organic viewing, okay? So that's like the Facebook we all knew a year ago. Organic viewing, if you like something, you saw it. That doesn't exist anymore. Facebook is completely changing their algorithms. They want us to pay. Even little art organizations that don't have ad budgets, they want us to pay for others to see our content. So that's what the partnership can give you, is 150 other people to help you organically share your content and amplify it without paying for it, okay? So the other tip there is use your personal, yeah.
Is that what it says? So as FMBA, I'm one of the administrators, so when it says boost your post, then they want money, that's
That's what they want, yep. It's,
So you
they
guys are
say
paying
promote
them?
or boost, yep.
No, we don't. I mean, sometimes we boost things, but we never boost partner stuff because then we'd have to boost everything.
Everybody's, okay.
Yeah, occasionally we do. Are you going to talk about what happened with the Labor Day ad? Because that, I mean.
It is next.
Okay, great. I
don't know if it's very next, but
That's
it's in the
fine,
next-
that's
yeah, upcoming. So, also, if you create a post in your organization's account, go to your personal account and share it there, because it has way more organic power there than it does as an art organization. Unfortunately, Facebook has tagged all of our art organizations as being businesses. Businesses with budgets. We're not that. So we're going to help each other out and overcome this little hump in social
We're going to
media.
outsmart Mark Zuckerberg.
All right, so likes and hashtag algorithms, they work similarly. Here's what happens. You hashtag something, do not hashtag, I love my mother so much because she makes the best chocolate pudding, because that will do nothing for you and nothing for anybody, really.
And it
okay?
makes you look like a middle-aged woman nitwit.
Also, it just basically,
Sorry.
Oh my God.
When I repeat myself.
it irritates Dana to the point where she eats truffles like this.
I do.
All right,
Affecting my weight.
Don't do that. Hashtag algorithms work like this. If you develop a really savvy hashtag for your art organization, and you definitely should, okay? Develop a hashtag. Every post you put that hashtag in there, and then guess what? You can track anybody else using that hashtag too. So it's a way to curate not only the junk that's in your feed. I stopped looking at my Twitter feed because I didn't understand how hashtag algorithms work. So not only does it kick the garbage out of your feed, but it also pulls all the other stuff from the things that you're already hashtagging. So hashtag support local art. And you'll get all the support local art, the happy stuff in your feed instead of the garbage. It's good stuff. Create a hashtag for your organization. Do not create a hashtag that is longer than 3 words. Do not create a hashtag that includes a symbol. So don't do Fargo Moorhead's apostrophe S, because you can't use the apostrophe, and I would just get rid of the apostrophe S altogether, okay? So do make a hashtag for your organization. I can help you with that too. All right, TAP content is from TAP, as Dana was talking about. It's happened twice since I started that a partner has said, look at this awesome thing in the form. Thank you, form. And guess who wrote it? Sad me, crying at my desk. All right. So please, if the Arts Partnership takes the time to come to your studio or dig around and research your event and promote that event, thank us. It's good for you, because then when you hashtag the Arts Partnership and support local art, it curates your feed and pushes your stuff out into anybody else who's hashtagging that too. All right.
Can I
Think
ask a
anyone
question?
who, oh, what?
On the hashtag, sorry to backtrack.
Yep.
So, did they ever say anything about how many hashtags you should put in a post?
The magic number is shocking. 3 to 7.
I like 42.
Yeah. I think Dana and I struggle with going above 2. But sometimes when I am strategic about my hashtagging, I will do 3 to 7 so that it gets in that magic number and that magic algorithm so more people are seeing it. So, good question. Okay, so thank anybody who gives you coverage. If it's us, thank us. If it's a specific reporter who took the time to go there, thank them. Do you know that all the reporters, including the news media, have their own professional Facebooks where they put the crap that they do already, that they get paid for? They promote themselves with the work that they're already getting paid for. And they'll promote you if you hashtag them or at them if you're really extra Twitter savvy. If you're not, Cal's got all sorts of help in that department. I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, so advertising with TAP. There's a couple things. One, we're changing as of November 1. If you advertise in that weekly e-newsletter, which of course everybody in this room is going to keep sharing and sharing and sharing, so your advertising power is gaining strength every day. If you advertise with us in the weekly e-newsletter, you get a whole month for $135, and that includes airport advertising.
The first 5. There's only 5 spots at the airport
Exactly, there's
per
only 5
month.
spots at the airport every month, okay? And if you want anything before June, I would ask me now, like tonight. because they are almost gone. But again, that is a 3-year contract, so looking at your next calendar year. The reason we can do this is because it's subsidized by us. We're a targeted arts audience. The people that see our content are art supporters. It's pretty awesome if you think about it. If you advertise with anybody else, you're getting the whole generic public, which is good. You might get 1 or 2 extra people from that, but not like our audiences. Nobody can give you our audience. It's amazing. So we communicate with our targeted arts audience about you and your organization. Next. All right, no ad budget, use it smart. $135, you can come up with that. It's subsidized by the Arts Partnership. You get way more for your money, as I just talked about. And advertising with us on our e-newsletter, it serves as a way that you can basically pay for content with us, then you pick it up in the e-newsletter and you share it. It's like the advertising that just keeps giving and keeps rippling out bigger and bigger. Nobody else can give you that.
Can I ask the old lady question?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go
Which
ahead.
old lady do you want to call?
I'm calling
I love my mom so much, she's the best I've ever seen.
Hashtag, do you use capitals, and does that matter?
It doesn't seem
hashtags
to
are
matter.
not case sensitive.
So what's the arts partnership?
Well, support local art, I always do lowercase, but you could do capitals. But when I do tap taps, our funny little guys, which you don't know anything about because you're not a partner, no judgment, just statement.
I'm revealing that, but I am a partner through organizations.
I know, and you're fabulous. I don't care. I'm just saying you don't know about them, so don't. Yeah, whatever. I capitalize
And I'm
those.
easily stumped by, questions on your partnership form, so.
It should be
It's a highly complex form.
Okay, let's go on another one, yeah.
What is the circulation of your newsletter? How many subscribers do you have?
Currently, it's between 1,000 and 2,000.
Closer
But our
to 2 than
open-
1.
But our open rate is about double, sometimes quadruple, up to quadruple, depending on the content of the industry standard. So again, like our Facebook, we're just really using it well. So our numbers are low, but our open rates stay really high because it's not, we're not buying names.
So
They're
that's
all
a place
people that
you
are
can
invested.
help. You
Yeah.
can encourage your people to sign up for that because they're probably likely to read it. I mean, we could go buy names from a variety of places. That doesn't seem to us to be a good use of our money because I don't think people are going to read it who aren't interested in art content. But you already have people who are interested in art content. So if you periodically share with them, hey, this is a great thing, sign up, we're in it, other people are in it, that's useful for us, which again, of course, is useful for you.
Meg, I'm going to revisit your question too. They're not case sensitive, which means if you want to write the Arts Partnership and you capitalize T-A-P, that's okay. It'll call it all the same. So
Okay.
they're not case sensitive. It doesn't matter if you uppercase or lowercase. Yep.
So some of these questions are bringing me to something that I always come back to with people who are younger than I am, which is everybody here pretty much, except for her.
I am in my car.
Hashtag, this meeting's getting naughty.
Too many old ladies.
More bacon.
I just, I just feel like I need to know so much more about how to really use social media.
Set up a meeting with me.
But I
That's
mean, I
my
did
work.
that with Chris Kurzman, met for an hour, and he was so savvy, and it's gotta be dumbed down. It's gotta be, I mean,
You know what?
you do
Okay,
a workshop.
Is
so
anybody
we
else
can do
want
like
workshops step by
Facebook
step?
for Dummies.
Yeah,
You
and
really
Twitter
do?
and all
Okay,
of it,
I'll
because I'm
really do that.
using this stuff, but I know I'm not using it well.
That's where this presentation started, but for time and for the interest of a lot of range of uses of media, I squished it into this. But my intent was to always do that. So thank you for this.
Sooner than later, we'll do it before the end of the year.
Really?
Great.
Sure. Yeah.
Arts
Really?
Lab
Really?
did one for the orchestras and going through each platform and what we need to be doing and what we don't have to bother with.
Yep.
And what
Yeah,
the
I
different
mean, it's
targets are.
kind
It's
of
really great.
overwhelming, really. 'cause
I think the point is to be able to come, when I used to teach, I always taught international kids freshman English. So it was a regular English class, but just for international students. And they would come and they would say, I don't know how to use word THE. they would never ask that in a class of American kids, because how do you ask how to use the word the?
Exactly.
But if we do this meetup, then you can come and say, is it the Facebook or just Facebook? You can ask the dumbest questions you want, and we'll all laugh together and move on.
And probably have beverages.
Oh, of course, and maybe more popcorn.
And
It's gonna be a
laptops,
ticket
it'll be
forward.
perfect.
All right.
So this number is also really high. 10%, you guys are looking at that going, what? Why is she putting that up there? The industry standard is less than 1%. We have 10. 10% of the people that open our newsletter click on your ad. So this is another thing that no other ad can give you. When people open our newsletter and they click on your ad, buy tickets to this show, click, takes them to your box office.
Yeah.
Nobody else can give you that. So it's pretty exciting. And 10% of our readers are doing that, which is awesome. And then advertising through Tap the Airport. The metrics on that are really obscure because some people are there for 30 seconds and some people are there for a half an hour waiting for United to lose their bag just one more time. But the overall metrics on that is that there are more than 10,000 people a month that will see that there. All right, next.
Can I ask, so the airport ad, when you talked to Flint, I mean, did you talk about different uses of various media? For example, if you're an event-based, that's not the best kind of advertising, if it's for a specific event, it's more for general awareness, if you have a facility that's open.
Well,
Like what kind of advertising?
I would say the thing that we know about that is that a huge percentage of people who are at the airport are picking people up. So it is an audience who lives here. Not all of them, obviously, but a lot of people who might be standing waiting for somebody, look at that thing and go, oh, there's a symphony concert next weekend. Well, that's not out of the realm of the possibility that they would then go.
But you can also use, for example, you could send us a 150 by 150 square, which are, if you go in the newsletter, on the right side of the newsletter, right? You could send us that for the newsletter, and that will click to buy tickets. And you could send us the symphony as a generic advertisement for the airport. They're two different graphics.
So the airport is really for just general awareness?
No, it doesn't. It can be for programs. Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Was there another hand somewhere that I missed? Okay.
Is there any way that once it's started, that we can share the best practices for what works well for certain organizations
As we
versus
get
individual
feedback?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we get it, we will.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready?
All right. Yeah, this is the next drawing, ma'am. This is go back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
sorry.
All right. This is May, and stay still because we'll also pull for support local archers. We have one. You want to grab that, Mr.
Okay.
We have one that's women's large, and we have one that's. I just laugh every time I say the women's large.
The women's large is a microscopic tee. If you win a T-shirt and it doesn't fit you, you can certainly
Bring it back to me. I'll
bring
give
it
you a
back.
size that fits.
All right, so this is for a May airport spot. Mikkel!
Wow.
Oh, that's delightful. So, now I sort of understand why everybody is a winner at school stuff, because now I feel really bad. I'm sorry.
Pull for the support local archers.
Okay.
There's still prizes for everybody.
That's right, everyone is a winner just for coming.
I'm a teacher. I couldn't let it go that easy.
Kathy Luther, you get a T-shirt. All right, so that's the end of the presentation, right?
Yeah, if you guys want to stay and ask me questions like, can we have a Facebook seminar, or what should my hashtag look like, that kind of stuff, I'll be here for a little bit.
Yeah.